What's going on, guys? Dr. B here from the Comprehensive Dentist. It's Friday. I thought about doing something a little bit different today than the norm. Normally I'm kind of a talking head, telling you things about dentistry. I've been doing the patient education series lately. Launched a couple of courses and start talking about some other topics to all you dentists out there. But today I thought, you know what, let's mix things up a little bit, have some fun. I'm going to be hanging out at the house today. Normally I would be at work, but took off. I got a lot to do around here this weekend, so it's always nice to kind of catch up on that stuff. Like most of you, there's not a whole lot going on at work right now. Our office has been seeing some emergencies, not a whole lot of those trickling in, but I'm spending a lot of my downtime at work, reading a lot of articles. Yesterday we did a journal club, so we had some articles that everybody read and we discussed, which is kind of cool. Around here I have got to get some stuff done in the house. We're changing out the floor in the house. I've been doing that for actually months. That's been an ongoing project, and I'm on the last room and doing the closet, and once that's done I am finished with the floor. We got to get that done. So as many of you know, we moved to Georgia last summer from North Carolina, and honestly it has been a good experience being here. I've loved a lot of things about Georgia. However, the wildlife here, this is like a freaking jungle, and I mean jungle. We have seen more snakes in the last few months we've been here than I have in my entire last 15 years of life. And it's not just seeing a snake, right? Like, I can see a snake from a distance. Cool, there's a snake. Let me go the other way, sort of thing. Because I hate snakes. Personally, snakes are my fear. My biggest fear in life has been having a snake in my house, because I hate snakes, period. But the thought of having a snake in my house is one of the scariest things to me. And let me tell you, this year, 2020, in the last 2 weeks, we have seen 2 snakes in the house. All right, in my house. That is my biggest fear, and I've seen 2 in the house, and one of them, because we're doing the floors, there's no quarter round, like the beadboard that goes around the perimeter of the room, right? It seals where the floor meets the wall, so there's no quarter round down, which means that there's an open gap there and things can go up into the wall. So what happens when I see this first snake? This thing slithers up into the wall and I lose it for about 10 seconds. And I'm like, holy crap, I'll never go to sleep tonight. There's no way I'm gonna fall asleep knowing that this snake is hiding in my wall. And so thankfully, this thing actually went up into the wall. It came out the other side of the wall into the kitchen area. And snake lovers are not I will sometimes kill a snake if it's outside, but I will definitely kill a snake if it's inside. So I did that because I have kids in the house. My wife was freaking out. I was freaking out, but I held my composure the best I could. But we got rid of that snake. And then it was just a few days later, there was another snake my wife found in our dining room. But oddly enough, this snake was dead. It was completely dead. And we think our dog actually killed it, because that's the only explanation. Because I don't think snakes just slither around and they have a magical heart attack, right? They're not just gonna die of natural causes in the middle of a room, right? So my wife didn't kill it, my kids didn't kill it, my kids found it, but we think the dog killed it. So that dog has just been elevated way higher in my mind, right? It's an amazing dog because she killed a snake. But yesterday, this one was the cherry on top. My wife is walking to our mailbox, which is about 300 yards from the house, and she's going down our driveway, which is kind of a steep driveway. At the bottom of this driveway is when we get rain and things like that, there's a bit of a stream that forms there, and there's a lot of just underbrush and wooded areas around the driveway. And she sees a copperhead. And up until now, we've only seen non-venomous snakes, and now we're seeing copperheads. And I know Georgia has rattlesnakes. My coworker got bit by a rattlesnake a couple of years ago on his property running. So I am just hating that part of Georgia right now. Knowing that there's venomous snakes so close to the house, I have my kids running around here all the time, you know, they're playing outside, makes me super anxious. Not crazy about that at all. But here's another weird thing. This snake was dead too. And like, why are snakes just falling dead around here? I don't understand. I guess that's better than being alive in my mind, but so weird that they're just croaking in the middle of nowhere. That one was dead, and honestly, I'm just waiting for the next one to show its face. I feel like they're just watching me at all times, and I'm doing my thing, and they're just peeking around corners at me, you know, like waiting for something. But anyway, we got the snake issue, so that's not been fun. So I gotta get the floors done so we seal off any potential points of entry into the house. And done. Sorta. I kind of ran out of the quarter round, but I got the floor laid, as you can see. Quarter rounds. So one of the things I think that we sometimes do as dentists, once we graduate dental school, sometimes we kind of stop learning, unless it's forced, right? Like mandatory CE for state license requirements and to maintain memberships and stuff. I feel like too many people just kind of stop learning, and they think, you know, and this is actually an interesting concept because there's what's called the 25 cognitive biases. And one of those biases is that most people tend to think that they are better at something than they really are. And you know, that's a bias, because if we fall into that line of thinking, that kind of thinking trap, so to speak, then we really stop kind of learning. We stop educating ourselves. We stop trying to improve. And that's one of the things that I try to prevent as a dentist, as a professional provider. And just as a person in general, I mean, there's so many things in life that you can learn from and make yourself a better person. Charlie Munger, one of the head guys of Berkshire Hathaway, billionaire, you know, very successful man. One of the things that he said was, every day we need to go to bed wiser than when we woke up that morning. And I try to live my life by that kind of code and try to learn something new every day, whether it be dentistry related, whether it be something spiritual, whether it be something to do with, you know, learning how to do a new craft or a new technique, you know, laying hardwood, those sort of things. So something interesting to think about, and something we really should kind of live our lives by, that kind of code, that line of thinking. All right, so I was going to show you the snake. I walked down there to where it was located, and my wife's back there mowing right now, so out of breath. The snake's gone. It's gone. Don't know. I mean, I assume a wild animal got it. I'm telling you, it's the jungle out here. There's probably something watching me right now. All right, so obviously you don't want to watch me do chores around the house all day, so I'm going to wrap this video up pretty soon. But before I leave, I wanted to kind of share some books that I have been reading over the course of several weeks, and it's taken me a while because, you know, I'll pick it up, read a chapter, put it down, a week goes by, maybe read another chapter, what have you. It just takes a while. But I want to go over some books that I've read that may be something interesting to you, and honestly, a lot of things you can kind of apply to dentistry. So first book is The Toyota Way. This is a really cool book because it looks at the 14 management principles of the company Toyota. And Toyota's really well known for, you know, making good quality, safe vehicles. But one of the things they're known for is their efficiency and their ability to mass produce, you know, tons and tons of vehicles. And not just do it in a way where they're producing a ton of stuff, but they're doing it efficiently. And I like this book because it really gets you thinking about lean methods and things that just in your day-to-day life, like how can you eliminate waste in your day? Are you wasting a ton of time, like just, you know, hallway chatter, talking to somebody for you know, who knows how long? Next time you look at your watch, you know, time's really slipped away and you've wasted a lot of time that you could have been doing on something else. Perhaps it's in the dentistry, in the operatory. You know, if we were to video ourselves doing a procedure, how many times could we see, oh, look at that, look how much time I wasted right there in that one step. Or if we would have done this differently, we could have sped up the process a little bit more. For a lot of you, you know, time is money, right? So looking at the different things that we're doing throughout the day and just looking for opportunities to eliminate that waste and to just make ourselves more efficient. That's one of the things I'm getting out of this book, and I think it's a really interesting concept because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of good principles in here that they talk about, things that you can apply to your day-to-day as well. The other book I've been reading lately is by Jordan Belfort, which, if you've seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street, this book is called The Way of the Wolf. And The Wolf of Wall Street is really, I mean, it's an entertaining movie. It's a horrible movie from a standpoint of just moral things, and you know, the guy he portrays in that movie, I mean, he's not a great guy, right? But it's based on a true story, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And this guy, he's well known for his sales tactics, being able to persuade people. He made millions and millions of dollars by working in Wall Street, selling penny stocks to just average people, and then he eventually went on to sell stocks to more rich, high-end, high-class people, and made millions of dollars doing it. But the problem was he wasn't selling stocks that were really going to help the person out. It was more benefiting him as a stockbroker. But one of the things he's good at is he's really good at persuasion. And in the book, he kind of talks about a lot of the things he's learned. If you haven't seen the movie, he got arrested. He was captured by the FBI at one point. He went to jail for some time. And then when he got out of prison, he actually decided to kind of try to turn his life around a little bit. Started teaching some of the sales and persuasion tactics that he learned to various companies. So he was doing this kind of lecture roadshow sort of thing. And he's wrote books. He's got a YouTube channel. He's doing a lot of things to try to teach what he has learned over the years, hopefully in a positive way, right? It's about providing value to somebody, something that they can benefit from, not something that's going to actually hurt the person. But this is an interesting book because he's got some really cool takes on selling, and like I mentioned earlier, a lot of dentistry is selling. It's being able to sit down with the patient and convince them that what you're trying to do for them is a good thing, and hopefully it is a good thing. I'm not going to go into ethics here, but hopefully we're all pushing treatment plans that are beneficial to the patient and not beneficial to us. But being able to do that in a way that kind of helps the person understand where you're coming from and persuades them to do the right thing. You know, we're not always the best at that. Just like we don't learn business in dental school, we don't learn sales in dental school either. So I think reading stuff like this is kind of helpful, and you know, use it for good, don't use it for bad. Maybe in the future this would be something that I could look at doing a review on, as some of the books I'm reading. I don't know if that's something that would interest you, If it does, leave some comments down below. Let me know if that's something that would be interesting, is if I kind of put together a video of, you know, I don't know, 10 lessons I learned from reading The Toyota Way. It's an idea, but who knows? It certainly benefits me, but does it benefit you? All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. Kind of a different change of pace than normal. Let me know if you like this. Hit the like button if you do. If you hate it, let me know that too, because I won't waste my time doing this again in the future. But man, such a nice day out. Hope you enjoy the weekend. Stay safe out there. This coronavirus stuff is crazy. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy time with your family. You know, spend time with your loved ones. And that's really the most important thing, right? Is family and friends. So enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next time.